What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Now, Nick Cannon has been making a lot of noise on social media. Outside of, him getting into it with the Jewish community last year, I believe last year, 2 years ago. But not only that, he's been going around having all these kids. He's expecting his 8th child. And he was on Dr. Laura Berman's podcast when he had a conversation about, the women that he selects are amazing mothers. All right. She wants children. And when you look at some of these chicks he has these babies with, they're like IG models. None of them really skilled people at anything. So I don't know what's going on with Nick Cannon. I think he's been smoking a lot of crack. But he starts talking about how, the government and paperwork come in and talk about a bond and covenant. And, he don't think that's healthy. The government shouldn't get into what, people are doing in their personal lives. I understand that we can, debate that and how people feel. But he says he doesn't think monogamy is healthy. It gets into the space of selfishness and ownership. Let me just say this, especially as a guy that has a little bit of financial success, not a lot, okay? In comparison to Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon has a lot of money if he hasn't lost it a lot in child support. When you're a guy that has a lot of money, and I'm not saying that all guys that are rich think like this, but I have met, I'll be anecdotal here. The ones that I have met, I have friends who are millionaires. There are some schools of thoughts, and there are people who feel like, hey, listen, I have the opportunity to date all of these women. I shouldn't be tied down. If I can take care of them, why not? If they agree to it, why not? Because I don't want to be tied down. When I hear men talk like that, I feel like, number one, what they're saying is there is no woman good enough to be mine. I know people who feel like that personally, but, and I can understand consenting adults when it's monogamy and polygamy, whatever. Here's the only problem that I have with this. But when you have kids though, your kids need to be around you every day. All right. And I want to kind of go back to this. He feels guilty about not spending time with his late son. He's on here crying. His infant son Zen passed away from brain cancer and he walks around with a back page full of guilt. Well, why do you walk away with that, all that guilt? Because you have so many freaking kids, you don't have time to spend with them. Okay. You don't have these kids for them to do anything out of life. You're just having these kids because you can. So then at the same time, when you say, well, you know what? I didn't spend enough time. Of course you can't. You don't have one nuclear family. And see, here's what you can do, guys. You can't have it all. All right. If you're going to be busy and you want to be a father, worst thing you can do, have 10 different baby mamas. Then complain about the fact that you can't see them. This is why monogamy in a certain ways or certain aspects of it works when you want to have a family. See, you want to have a family, but you don't want to be committed to their mothers. But it's hard to be committed to the children, not be committed to their mothers. And that's the problem. You go around moping and crying that, hey, I don't know where these kids are at and woo, woo, woo and all the stuff. And I feel bad. Where are your senses? You freaking idiot. Are you dumb? Of course that's going to happen because you're not there. You see? And people always, they come up with things to make themselves feel good or to come up with bullshit. The reality is this, Nick, you're not going to be able to have all these kids and spend time with them equally. If you want to have a family, the best way to do it is under a monogamous pretense. For all the polygamous guys out there are a lot of guys who want to have some sort of polygamist or multiple women and you don't know how to manage it. Just because you have money doesn't mean you know how to manage it. All right. Oh, I'm rich. I'm Nick Cannon. I should be able to do this, but you don't know how to manage the situation because we know that you don't know how to manage the situation because of what? Well, you regret not spending time enough with your son because you have like 8 other kids, probably all across America. It'll be different if you kind of say, you know what? I can have 2 kids, which you already have Mariah Carey, and then I can focus on those children to be as effective as they can be in society. You don't want to do that. You want to have your cake and eat it too. And you can never have your cake and eat it too. Guys are idiots. All right? You can't do everything all at the same freaking time. You can't just do anything you want and expect that something good will come out of it, because it won't. And that's what many people are trying to do. Have their cake and eat it too. You can't cry to me about the fact that, you know what, your son passed away and you didn't have enough time, but you want to be a family man. If you want to be a family man, make the sacrifice. You're going to do it in the context of marriage, or you're going to be living with the lady. It's not about you, it's about these kids, bro. And that's what we got to understand. A lot of people are selfish in having these freaking kids, man. Not only women, but men. These women will have these babies like Naomi Campbell. No father going to be there. Nick Cannon having all these kids, these ladies. No father's going to be there. You might get to spend 30 minutes with your dad a week, if that, okay? And women are dumb enough, some of them, to get pregnant by him. Those ladies, which is stupid. Like some of these guys out here having all these freaking kids. Dumb. Doesn't make any kind of sense. What about these kids? These kids deserve parents in the house. I don't care if you can screw and have all the kids in the world you want. What about the kids you're producing? They deserve to have all the resources, your time, your love, your efforts. If you can't do it, don't have them. Simply adopt puppies or contribute to kids foundations or whatever. But don't just have all these random kids you cannot take care of mentally, spiritually, financially, and physically. But guys don't want to do that. Guys are concerned about doing whatever the hell they want to do and not thinking about the kids they're impacting. They don't care. That's why people are idiots. People are dumb. And I'm sorry, Nick Cannon's an idiot. And the ladies he has babies by, they're dumb also. I'm sitting back, I'm looking at this, and the first thing I'm thinking about is like, God damn, how dumb can you be? Can you be any dumber than this? Don't answer that. Then when these kids don't come out, they don't have anything, you know, like just like the people that he works for. The Jewish community, okay? Do they go around with this foolishness? That's why their kids have stuff and we don't. It's clear as day. All right. Kids need communities. They need father figures. They don't need broken homes and idiot dads. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junker. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe at the bell. Check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains an all-time high. I'm out.